What are some uh, things that you all are doing currently? I know with the pandemic's kind of like hampered some things, but what are some things that you guys are doing right now that you want people to know about?
Or you can each share a little bit. During COVID, especially, we have been very focused on meeting basic and emergency needs as much as we can. I think that's what we've all been engaged in, right? Taking care of each other. And that might come in the form of helping people with rental assistance or utilities assistance. With the work that I do with family and youth services, we've been very focused on assisting hundreds of kids and their families with remote learning, which has been a big challenge. But then also finding ways to engage our children and youth in, extracurricular activities and out of school time learning. Last week we were doing a lot via Zoom. We got our teenagers together and had a music dance party over Zoom, and it was a blast. They had so much fun. We had a DJ come in, and it was so engaging for them because I think community is so lacking right now. It was a way for them to build community even from afar and to find some self-expression even in a time when some of that, you can't be out in public really doing a lot of artistic expression. So I think that that's really important. And with the arts work that we're doing, we've been trying to get different art pieces that our refugee and immigrant artists and other community artists have made up and out in the community, anywhere from restaurants to parks, so that it's accessible to the public during this time of social distancing. So I'll let others share too.
I can go. So yeah, the Art Makes Home is exactly what Adrian was just talking about with our arts initiative of this past year and kind of ongoing into this year as well. That had to be pretty altered due to COVID and the original plans just to, not promote any kind of large gathering and to cancel the kind of KRM live performances that can draw crowds, and those were presented digitally. Fred Bogert that we partner with did some really cool filming in the parks. So we had some just outdoor socially distanced performances, like she was saying, that were really great. And then a pretty, expansive display of outdoor banners. So the artwork was transferred, the original pieces, onto vinyl banners so that we could do a weatherproofed still outdoor art display of some of these, and they're all throughout the different parks all over the city. I'm actually hopefully gonna finish that up on Friday for the parks, which will include the additions of Waterfront, Iroquois, and Tom Sawyer, but we've got them in Bushel and Klondike and Central Park and Tyler Park, just kind of trying to do a broad scope of different, I forget a couple that Art mentioned, but just to not only just highlight this amazing, population that's growing here with our refugee and immigrant community, but also so they can just see themselves out in, represented in the community as well. I think that helps with a successful integration, and that was still real of importance to us to get that out there this year. And then donations wise, there's been a halt on a lot of things. We've tried to restrict things just for safety protocols. But I mean, we've had an incredible outreach still happen with people constantly wanting to donate items and furniture and build homes for people in the community throughout all this. And it's been really incredible. That has not stopped. I actually spent the majority of all today from about 8 o'clock this morning answering phone calls from people just donating. So we've really had a great influx and keeping it all safe, but trying to do what we can to still provide. And while new arrivals have been stifled with the travel bans and the travel restrictions with COVID, we have still been getting a lot of secondary arrivals from other cities that have been coming in, rejoining family and friends here. And then Cuban asylum seekers as well. People that still are gonna always need home setups and things to get those folks started and resettled here. So, it's still been going strong.
And to add to that a little bit, I mean, we do everything from case management services all the way to programming for elders. We have a legal services team that does an extraordinary amount of work. And so everything along that spectrum of when you first arrive in the US, you know, that's what we do at KRM. And we try to also provide health services, mental health services, you know, all the programming that we're doing with children and youth, and even this arts programming is all kind of woven into that picture of KRM and what it means to welcome and to serve and try to meet needs, and not only meet needs but help people as they're working to flourish, you know, in our community.
And Adrian, that massive undertaking you all did to do all the online learning when all this kicked off and all those kids had to very quickly adapt to that, and the laptops that were provided, and you all in the youth services had your work cut out for you when all this went live a year ago.
Yeah, and we are continuing to live into that. We've probably served up to 450 students at this point, and serve a high number on an ongoing basis, just trying to make sure that they have what they need to learn and that their families have what they need, the support that they need in order to try to be successful even in such a challenging time.
Well, just to add some stuff to it, I mean, since the pandemic, we have been doing where we used to do. Also, we added many more things. Like we helped the city and many companies to translate all the stages of COVID-19 precaution, guide like protection guides, and we helped them with the translation into like more than 12 languages that we have some communities here, like Nepali, Bosnian, Korean, Chinese, like so many others. We helped in all the stages and up to the vaccine. We were keep trying to be part of the like translation, so people can have a clear view and get access to the vaccine and the testing. And we also did the testing side with Metro Louisville. We did that, and as a musician, on behalf of KRM, I participated in many events during COVID. We did a lot of things virtually. One of the most interesting ones that in Louisville, all the like many musicians and singers gathered through Zoom. We did a song called One Louisville, and we participated by translating the lyrics into 9 languages, so people can, even who do not understand English, can still get the unity and during that difficult time, just to get put smile into people's face. It was really nice. And as a KRM, we did many virtual events, live events, with different people in different culture to blend all the musics, and it was really fun. As I said, like in my part, we have done many language needs, and as a account assistant, we have been helping a lot of people by paying their rent and utilities